Hello guys, so welcome to the channel. Um, Let me first tell you a little bit about me. I am interested in the truth, and dus so I'm like a trigger conspiracy theorist or a truther, and that's the first thing, like I'm not really an astrologer, but I discovered something important about it. Of course, astrology is real, man. Like all the gods, the pantheons of the past civilizations, they all are like references to planets, and a lot of learned people they talk about this zodiacal stuff, and yeah, there are so many references in our culture to it, and maybe like every single old civilization, they all were tracking the stars, and they have the same meanings for all the zodiac signs, and like the personality traits, and so yeah, this stuff is valid, man. We're going to look at the techniques that I use. So the first thing is the Usha Shashi Ayanamsa. And this is from two writers from India that discovered this, and it's like they just put it on the map, like you have the stars, and you get the data from NASA, they all get their points with numbers, and then if when you're going to say, oh, this side of Aries, where Aries starts, okay, and you go forward, this point is going to be one of the numbers that NASA gives you. So now you made a zodiac. If you say like, oh, it's different, this number. This is how I explain it. But the Ayanamsa is the zodiac that moves across the backdrop of the sky. The stars are always the same. Later we will look at some pictures, but first we will look at a segment from a big channel on YouTube, to get like the situation about it, or at least through his eyes. And so he just wants to talk about Vedic astrology. Like not many people look into the Ayanamsas. It's a big headache for people, but I did, because it's important. Lavit, my guide in the beginning of going into astrology, like she has read a lot of occult books, and she talks about the importance of astrology, and she says, like solar astrology and lunar astrology, they are both wrong. Solar astrology is the tropical one, lunar astrology is the Lahiri Ayanamsa. And the Lahiri Ayanamsa is sidereal. Sidereal means fixed to the stars. All the other Ayanamsas are also fixed to the stars, but the tropical one is the only one that moves with the seasons. And both are wrong, the Lahiri and the like all of them are going to be wrong. There's only one that can be right. This is the point I'm trying to make. And okay, let's look at the segment now.
Let me show you first why I feel the Ayanamsha discussion, it's not discussion, the Ayanamsha debate is a circus, an astrological circus. So hear me out. Hear he. Okay? 1. Lehre Ayanamsha. Number 2, Surya Siddhanta Chitra Ayanamsha. Krishnamurti Ayanamsha. Lehre Ayanamsha. Then Surya Siddhanta Revti Ayanamsha. Usha and Shashahi Ayanamsha. Dharu Galactic Saturn Middle Mula Ayanamsha. Sasyana Ayanamsha. Hiprakuch Ayanamsha. Fragan Bradley Ayanamsha. BB Raman Ayanamsha. Sri Yukteswar Ayanamsha. True Pushya Ayanamsha. Basin Ayanamsha. Babylonian Ayanamsha by P. Hubbard. Babylonian Ayanamsha by J.B. Britton. True Mula Ayanamsha by K. Chandra Hari. Sky Dham Ayanamsha by R. Markadesh. Adra Galactic Plane Ayanamsha. R. Delusi Ayanamsha. Jabhal Kul Ayanamsha. All these reference from astro.com. This is the circus that you will deal with in the world of astrology. It's like I just want to retire right now in Bangoon Islands. And especially then you look at tropical and sidereal Ayanamsha, all these debates. Now the question arises, which one is right? Right? Which one is right? Which one should you follow? I'll give you the answer right now. You know which Ayanamsha you should follow? The one that's going to be discovered in 10 years. In the next 10 years, the one that's going to be discovered, follow that. But no, wait, hold on. Don't follow that. There's going to be another genius. In 20 years from now, who's going to come up with an Ayanamsha? Follow that one. Wait, no, hold on. I think there's another one. There's another third genius that's going to come out within 30 years and it's going to discover the most brilliant Ayanamsha that he's going to show it to the world. Follow that one. If you're still alive by then, follow that one. My God, stop it. Stop debating, discussing, following. What this shows me when I see Ayanamshas, all these Ayanamsha meaning the movement, calculating the movement of the stars. What this first of all shows me, whenever we try to prove astrology based on Ayanamshas, when we try to prove astrology based on Ayanamsha, the number one thing that I see is that this person does not know astrology at all.
Okay, so you watch the segment. The guy, he doesn't feel like it's very important to think about this, but I'm proposing that it is. Like, you know, like everybody is using transit, right? Transit is rather important, and this is how the stars affect day-to-day life. But there's another big force that influences our lives. But the one I discovered is the 322nd harmonic together with the Usha, Shashi Ayanamsa and Saturn returns. This has a big effect that is stationary on the personality, and the point is, if you need to use Usha Shashi in the technique that I use, then you will also have to use Usha Shashi in your transit one or whatever, like the normal natal chart. Like I propose it's not supposed to be used for the personality that you want to see. It's way too slow. But if you use the 322nd harmonic, a little difference in Ayanamsa will create a huge difference in the chart that you see as a result. And just look at the results that I have put in the compilation video. They are very good. And this proves that the Usha Shashi is alright in Ayanamsa, in my opinion. Okay, and so the guy, he talked about, I think he said, first of all, he said in his own video about Ayanamsa, he said the definition of Ayanamsa wrong. He said it's the moving of the stars, but the stars don't move, it's the zodiac that moves. Alright. Now to explain some more reasons why the tropical zodiac can be the right one is the Lahiri and the tropical zodiac will be totally opposing each other in like 1,000 years or whatever it is, and that it can be. And also, when you try to do fixed stars, it's like an influence, they tell you. When you try to look it up, like the first line they will say, oh, you have to make like an adjustment to your all your points in your chart to see where they are actually being influenced by the stars. But this is because of the tropical zodiac, and yeah, the tropical zodiac. Okay, let's pull up my screen right now. So look, I made this in the past, like a long time ago. So this was from the internet. Okay, so then we get like a bend on it, and then we can get a straight line. Like the zodiac is easier to understand with a straight line, right? And then we put like I made it like easy to understand, I feel like, but it's flipped. Here it isn't flipped, but I don't think like the signs are in the right places. So if you can see my mouse, like I think the line for Sagittarius should be more to the left when using the Usha Shashi Ayanamsa, you know. So you got the signs, and what you need to understand right now is they are all different sizes in astronomy, but in astrology the zodiac needs to be a perfect circle of divided 12 signs by 30 degrees each. Okay, and this is like the crown of the of God. We are all in the mind of God, and this is its crown. Okay, we go to Astrology birth chart. I talk with little words. I hope it's still entertaining for you, or whatever, you can learn something, right? So this is what I said, whole sign Usha Shashi. I think this is going to be more accurate for you. Whatever, you just press everything on normally, and whoa. Then I can put this here better. So yeah, now we want a chart of somebody or something, or not. We just want to. We have some prepared things here. Goddamn. Oh yeah, it's good. So I don't like the graphics of this chart, but whatever, it's what we got. So this one is in what Ayanamsa. So you've got a whole list of Ayanamsas here. I already talked about this. So this is a tropical one, the one that changes every 72 years 1 degrees backwards. This is because in this one you can see like the ages. So what we are going to talk about now is the zodiacal ages. So this is a real concept in occult books and stuff. If you go and look, you will probably find it easily, or maybe not. But the ages is like, look, the first time people started writing, right? It's the Sumerians, and their whole pantheon of the gods. They all had a head on their head with bull horns. Alright, so like also the Vikings are a lot pictured with these heads with bull horns. There has never been one head from Vikings found with these horns. Alright, it doesn't exist. It's not real for the Vikings, and I'll tell later why that makes sense. In my head, at least I try to make sense of it with my theories. But so you got the thing is, that's like 4000 before Christ, right? And 4000 before Christ, what age were we living in? The age of Taurus. So that's why they had the bull horns. After that, you had the Romans. They called themselves the sons of Mars, Mars being the planet domicile in Aries. So also like an occult symbol of Aries is like the erection, and in this time we've got a lot of homosexuality. Like Aries is associated with a constant erection. So okay, so this is the date for the vernal equinox for this year. The vernal equinox is associated with the showing of what age we are in, you know. So you've got the sun, and it's in Aries, Pisces, always in the tropical zodiac, because it accounts for it, you know. This is seasonal. So if we go back or forward like 1000 years, it will stay in the same place. Like, let's just go to the year 23. What do you see? It's in almost exactly the same place. It's always going to be that way because it's a tropical zodiac, so there are no ages in this system, which it doesn't really make any sense because you can even see a lot of historical artifacts before this, like maybe like the Sphinx is a sign for the Aquarius and Leo, two opposing signs, so this is what Lovett said. I don't know if it's like the truth, but so these ages, there are a lot of artifacts symbolizing this stuff, and probably books talking about it. Like our junk DNA maybe activates upon entering an age. So right now we are in the age of Pisces. Let me show you. So whichever one of these zodiacs you're gonna use, you're always going to end up in Pisces normally. But now we are in the year 23, right? So 2000 years ago we were still in the age of Aries, and this can only go back to minus 500. So the age we are in now is going to be shown now, the age of Pisces. So we are at 2/3 of it. One age is 2160 years, so we are just past it, the second part of it. So I guess this is what I wanted to talk about here. Like, these Ayanamsas here, this was the Ayanamsas that the guy was listing, right? He was talking about this. So when I first started, I was really like trying to find which one is the right one, like I was thinking like Usha, Shashi, what were the other ones? Hipparchus, and maybe this one, I don't know, Sasanyan. So these three, I was trying to figure out one of these three. I had like intuition, it was one of these three, and then after a time I figured out it's going to be Usha, Shashi, and I just left it like that for already 2 years. Like, this is nothing new for me, for you it is. Like, my intuition is pretty good. Like, if you can look at the compilation video that I probably should have uploaded right now, you can see that all of these charts, they make a lot of sense for these famous people. So anytime you see one of those charts, like you don't believe me or something, you can just go to this place, or you type in Astrology Harmonic, and you can find this page. You go and put 322nd Harmonic, Usha, Shashi Ayanamsa, here, put everything on. So like, maybe do it one time, save it in your bookmarks, okay, and then you can fill in the data that I already showed on the video as well, and then you can go and have a look. I'm not lying to you about these charts. These charts are really special. Like, if you got Uranus, Neptune and Pluto somewhere all conjunct, like, the chances of this are very low. So then you should have like an exceptional person that does something special, like all these things. So I told you I'm like a conspiracy theorist. So like, what woke me up after schooling, like I went to learn sociology, I felt like they were just lying to me, and I needed to be a hero. You have to think on your own, think critically, and find all the facts. And I always felt I was smart enough to do this. So after going to sociology, seeing that it's like boring, they want to keep you in line, don't say this, don't say that, or you get bad points, or maybe it just wasn't for me, but yeah, like, they tell you like, oh, there's the hidden hand controlling the economy. Like, this is from a theory about economy. The economy always makes it right by itself. Like, what bullshit, like of course you need like some intervention in the economy from time to time to clean up whatever mess that's made. This is some bullshit, man. But okay, you've got September 11 attacks, right? So this is a very sad event that happened in America on September 11, and there is a book about it that woke me up, a book that I wrote. So I'm eager to read this most dangerous book in the world, 9/11 as a mass ritual. You can also maybe still find like a Reddit page. This is the thing I first found. So it was like Reddit page, and it listed like all these things that are like too coincidental and has something to do with the 9/11 event that really happened supposedly. Like all these things, like for example, like a dog was shut down that had like the name Sirius, Sirius being a star, or there was like a plane flying super high that nobody saw above the twin towers on the moment of the impact, and it was called the Doomsday Plane. You know, like by naming things in this reality, you create like some sort of magical thing. Like your name, my name, they have meaning. Like I'm supposedly creative and knowledgeable. Yeah, it's like numerology. So everybody's got it. Like the name you give to your child is important, um, and like probably for every language that is created, like some new kind of magical formula is created automatically. This is like the world of God, man. Like laws are unseen and laws are valid. Um, okay, so this book that woke me up, then I kind of found on YouTube this channel, Quantum of Conscience. I'm 100% sure he read the same book, but he wants to keep things lighthearted, and um, so he doesn't really go into the dark parts, and he wants to make people that just find a little bit of truth, start thinking for themselves. He wants to guide these people. So okay, that was like the first like true channel with a little bit of an impact, and then he talked about Lovett. And Lovett is the woman that I already talked a little bit about. She read a lot of occult books. She calls herself a linguist, and she was also into astrology. And yeah, because if you read occult books, you can't miss it, you know. And okay, so this is also the channel that she uploads to right now. She doesn't upload anymore to this because it has 2 strikes. So she doesn't want it to be deleted, you know. Okay, and then we come all the way here to where I was already, and then this is like the last part. So the 322nd harmonic. Why this one? Because you've got the number 322 on the emblem of Skull and Bones, and Skull and Bones is like a secret society that had like George Bush and some other important people, probably the same people that knew about the 9/11 attacks, you know. Like, why did they show it, alright? Because they don't think it really matters if they show the number 322. They think we are so stupid. We would only associate it with the vernal equinox, you know, the day 21/3 maybe. And also, if they can prove we are stupid to anybody that works for them, then they can get this moral to that level, or that ideology to the moral about humanity as a whole. They can get it so low that they can use other people to attack other people. You know, like the Illuminati's ways, they can perpetuate. And maybe there is also like a karmic law for having to show it, so that they don't make it so hard for us to emancipate. Now I discovered the meaning of it, so we can all be happy and live a better life. That's the point. Yeah, that's the reason why the 322nd harmonic. First, I was thinking, I was always like doing astrology and just tweaking it, trying to find the truth about it, because I felt like not everybody knew about how it really works. So what I did was first I started to think, oh, maybe there's like more than one chart, but then afterwards I thought this is stupid, because God makes things easy for us to understand. But the 322nd harmonic, so it was first the 12th harmonic that I was using, then also Dwadasam, it's some other technique. Yeah, I felt there was a lot of truth in these charts. I don't really know what I have to find. Like, as the time goes on, I'm getting more and more flabbergasted by all this information that I'm putting in my head. But then after that, I used the 108 harmonic, because it's like makes sense, because there are like 108 seconds in a circle. Like you have to know. And then you got maybe 60 minutes, okay, and then you also can have 60 seconds. Okay, it's never going to be 60, it's always going to be maximum 59. So then I used 108. Then I was listening to some artists. I used Drip133. I used his number from his name, 133. And then like it dawned on me, oh, you've got Skull and Bones, they have like the 322nd harmonic. So they have like this number 322, so I'm gonna try to use that. And I started using it, and like as time goes on, like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, I really felt like, okay, this is it, like this is me that I'm seeing in the stars right now. So okay, and this is like the biggest channel, from the segments from before. This is my chart, by the way. So to do like a Saturn return, it's like you go to this place, Saturn return. So again, you type in Astrology, Saturn return, go to the first link, and then what you have here is like the time when I was born. I always said it, but it's like all black because I like it that way, but on your page it's going to be white, and when I hover over it with my mouse it's going to become white. So the one where I'm born is like colored in brown, on this place. And this is my first Saturn return. It's an easy one, it's direct immediately, but for most people it's going to be like this one, first direct, then a redirect, or a retrograde, so it's going backwards, and then it's going forward again. And this one is the one that you should get turned. That's the useful one. And so it's also for the location. So maybe you are in a different location than when you were born, so you need to readjust your whole calculation based on that also. And it needs to be very exact, because the 322nd harmonic, it means everything is turning 322 times faster. So the moon is taking 10 minutes for one sign, while normally it's 4 days. But the ascendant is taking 30 seconds for one sign, when normally it's 2 hours. So the ascendant passes 322 times in 1 day, past every sign. So when you make this calculation, you should first, if you don't want to use my program, right, and you want to do this all manually, then I'll explain to you now how to do it. You go to this link, the one is the one that you give in, 27 August 2025. Okay, you go to this link, then it will open like this. Alright, it won't open like this. I'll do it just to redo the whole thing. So you open it, and you open also this one. Then first important thing, it's fundamentally kind of built wrong on this website, because it's fundamentally using the tropical thing, but it's 30 years that have passed, so that's already like almost half a degree. So it's always going to be half a degree wrong already. So you go to here to Usha Shashi like I use whole sign now, you know, because in a harmonic it's always going to be whole sign. So this Placidus thing is probably also some bullcrap. There's a lot of bullcrap in astrology. People like, what are the bullcraps? Like, they tell you Pluto is in Scorpio and Neptune is in Pisces and Uranus is in Aquarius, and they even want to tell you like there is a 13th sign now, like Ophiuchus. So not everything is perfect 30 degrees now. No, it's going to be some fucking decimal. And what is this? Yeah, so I like to use whole sign, and because it makes more sense. So you've put this to Usha Shashi. That's the most important thing that you can do here. Then you go to this. You go a little bit forward, a little bit back. Make sure it's the same time again. And then you look at this number, Saturn, the first number, 3594637. This is what we need to get on the other page to get the right Saturn return. So normally this program should have done it for you, but fundamentally it's built wrong, so now we have to do it manually. So okay, you've got the Usha Shashi selected. Then if it pulls up like the birth chart, you just need to do like press manual again and come back, and then you can go to positions. Okay, so we move a little bit forward. It's always going to be forward. Okay, so we start with 12 hours, probably like 3 clicks. 4 clicks. So we're looking at this number, right? And it needs to be 4637. And then we move to 1 hour. And then like 5 minutes. And then 1 minute. Okay, so now we are at my Saturn return time, and you've got a new chart. This is special for you, but we don't care about this. We want the 322nd harmonic. This is going to maybe be your chart for transit. That could be, probably makes sense if you think about it. So I don't know about that. I know transit works for first harmonic. This is first harmonic, but this is Saturn return, so maybe. Okay, so then you have to open 2 pages again of the harmonic. So Astrology harmonic, type it in Google, get the pages. Okay, and then you come to edit. For you it's going to be different. Then so you make sure in the first one you get all your birth data right. Then we're just going to look at this number here because we can't go to positions here. So this number here, man, maybe I should just turn this off, huh? Okay, it's just so bright. So 1812, that's the one we want in Capricorn, for me. So then you start by giving this data. 28th of April 2027. But you need to give the right location for this date. So maybe you were born, maybe you moved to Brussels, and then you need to give in Brussels, you know. Or Brussels is a big place, so maybe you even want to go to exact coordinates and stuff, you know. Maybe for your birth chart you also want to do it more exact, because Mechelen is also a big place. Maybe like a little difference on this makes a whole lot of difference now, because it's a 222nd harmonic. Okay, So 2027, and then it was 513, and yeah, Mechelen. And then this is my chart, but now you've got to like really do something very boring. This is how I do it, how my program does it. So you go to 1812 Saturn. So you go to see how many seconds you need to go backwards to make this change 1 minute. So this is a minute. This is confusing, right? So this is a degree, this is a minute, and then after that there is also a second with like the two marks like that. So maybe I should zoom in a little more. So you've got 1812, and we wanted to change to 1811, I guess. Now it's not going to change to 1811, it's first going to change to 1813 because it's February. Yeah, it's a lot of confusing stuff, people. We move back maybe 30 seconds. No, we don't know yet. And that's how we need to do it now. There's no like scroll thing here. So it's still 1812. So, yeah, because we didn't even move back. Are we okay? And then we go to 5, so 55 seconds back already. Still not good. So maybe we should go to the last minute. Okay, so now it moved. We really need to find this border. And then we're gonna write it down. I'm gonna write this down so you can see it. Probably in paint. So, okay. 1812. Okay, so now we move it to 54, 18, 55, and 56 is the border then. So it's 1812 here, and at 55 it's 1813, so we write down in white 13, 23, and then 55. And that is the outside border because it's changed. So we need to go to the other place where it's changed, and that is at least past 25 because that was the time when I was born. So let's look 55 seconds past it, but it's already changed. So maybe 39, still changed. Maybe 13. It's somewhere between 30 and 39. Past this point. And this is so white. Still. So actually 39, the one that I put it on, was the right one. Okay, so 39. So now we write here 25, 39. Okay, So then we got this whole thing. We try to see how many seconds this is. So you got a whole minute, and that's it. A whole minute in between already. So 60 seconds plus 5 seconds from the 55 that's missing, and then plus the 39 that's already there. So 104 seconds. Okay, and what's the center of it? 104 is this 39 that we got. It's 65. So what is 65 divided by 39? This number. Wait. No, we don't want to do it this way. We want to do 65, the largest number. No, the smallest number. Divided by the bigger number. And then we got a beautiful round number, 0.6. So then you can finally go to this place, and you need to find again the borders of it, and then make sure you got 0.6 of it. But this is direct and this is retrograde, so for me it's retrograde at birth, and this is always going to be direct. So if you change the 0.6 to the 0.4, actually you do -1 minus this is 0.4 for me. When you go from, logically time always goes forward, so you only need to have 40% of time being passed. So we have to go towards to 18.11 again, right? So go to 12. This is already way past. Maybe 13 is even past it. Yeah, we already at 11, so we want it to be 12, but we need to border between 11 and 12. So it's somewhere here between 0 and 22, between 13 and 22. Okay, between 1812 1811. So is it now 14 seconds? No, it was the 13 seconds. Okay, so here it's the border. 5, 13, 13. Okay, then we go to the place where where it just moved to 8:13 for me. For you it's going to be something different. Also always make sure the Saturn is in the right position. So probably 14 at least already. So now you're already past it, so you need to go to the exact numbers still. So it's short one this time, it's way faster this time, which is logical. When you saw it, it was just going directly. 1811. What? Oh yeah, we're already past the previous point. So 12. Okay, so it's 51 because 50 was the normal one. Okay, so 1351. So finally we're going to make the final calculation. So 1351. So what's the difference between these two numbers? Let me just calculate like that. 38. And now you need to get 0.4 out of 38. So this times 0.4 is going to equal 15.2. So we round it to 15. So 13 plus 15 is 28. So my actual birth chart is this one. No, Saturn return chart, right? Okay, that's it. That's how I calculate it manually. So I can probably put this program online without any problems because it's educational, right? The only thing I need to be scared of is the interpretations that are in this documents. The documents that you can also find on the website. It's got a lot of interpretations in there from different websites, and I don't want them to go and put me into court and get money from me or something. I don't even have a lot of money, so all these interpretations, you know, that I do tell on the here. See, there is like something that says like what is what, but how do you say, citation? But yeah, still, if I make the program that makes these documents available, if I make it to everyone, then I will get problem probably. So like this, it's only for education, and yeah, we need to wake up a lot of people, and then maybe at some point enough people have woken up that we can ask the government to give funds to this, right? And like, oh, you got people, oh, we don't believe in government, oh, we want to keep government as little as possible. Yeah, but you don't want anyone to lie. You don't want anyone to lie about something as holy as this, to hide their personality. So when it's government, everybody listens. So if the government knows what it's doing, or doesn't act like it doesn't know what it's doing. Okay, I don't know what I said in this whole video. I guess we just talked about all the things that give you the power that I have, and yeah, so now it's shared among us, the viewers. Okay, I'm going to take a break, and maybe we talk about something else. And oh, this is the end of the video. Goodbye, and have a good day.